Hi everyone. June was a very active month. It seems that the IPO momentum continues in India, and that is very evident from the DRHPs filed and the secondary trades that are happening at IPOs or post IPOs. So, if you look at the DRHPs that were filed in June, there were about 5 or 6 DRHPs that were filed, amongst which the very known names were Wakefit, Pine Labs. So, Wakefit, if you look at it, the fresh issue size is about 468 crores, and there is about 40% of the existing shares that are being offered for sale. So even if you look at the price that is being discussed in media of about 2000 crores or so, about 40% of that, 700-800 crores of offer for sale, which is secondary sale, is being offered. So Wakefit, as all of you know, is a very well-known bed and mattresses brand. So their IPO is basically talking about a fresh issue of about 470 crores. And of the existing shares, about 40% is being offered in OFS. The selling shareholders over here are Peak 15 and other investors such as InvestCorp, Redwood Trust are also offering their shares for sale. Now, if you look at this company in terms of their numbers, they did about 970 crores of revenue in 9 months ending December 24, with an EBITDA of about 76 crores. And at a PAT level, they are still making a loss of about 9 crores or so. Pine Labs is even further larger. Pine Labs fresh issue is about 2600 crores. And if you look at the OFS, about 25% of the existing shareholders are offering their shares for sale. So the perceived valuation in the market based on various public news is about $6 billion. So about $1.5 billion of OFS would happen in this company if this valuation. If you look at Pine Labs' performance, they have grown like 23% YOY. In the 9 months ending December 24, they did about 1200 crores of top line and an EBITDA of about 256 crores, and on which they made a PAT of about 26 crores. So that's how both the IPOs are being priced and looked at. The next company is Capillary Tech, wherein about 430 crores of primary issue is being done. And about, again here, 25% of the existing shares are being sold. If you take a valuation of about $500 million, that is about $125 million. Or if you go at the other extreme of $1 billion valuation, that is about $250 million being sold. The next two companies you may not have heard a lot. These are companies which are backed by institutional investors, but probably are small or unheard of. There is T-Post Limited, which is backed by India Nivesh Venture Capital Fund. Here, the amount of fresh issue as well as OFS is not disclosed. The only thing that we know is that India Nivesh wants to sell about 15.8% of the total shares. And in case of Neilsoft, wherein SIDBI and SICOM are shareholders, there about 90 crores of primary issue is being disclosed, and about 21% of the pre-issue capital is being offered for sale. So that's on companies which have filed their DRHPs in June, and there is much more to come. Now, if you look at the exits that have happened in pre-IPO stages, these are companies which are walking on the path to IPO and have sold their shares 2 years before the IPO. So here, not much has happened amongst these companies, but like in case of Neilsoft, about 25 crores of liquidity had happened a little bit before the DRHP filing. Then in case of other company, Aris Infra, there was about 11 crores, and in case of T-Post, there are about 8 crores. Wakefit, nothing much. Capillary, nothing much. Pine Labs, also nothing much that has happened in the secondary markets 2 years before the DRHP filing. Please remember, the way we measure this liquidity is T-2. T is the IPO listing year or DRHP filing, and 2 years before that, and 2 years after the IPO. That's how we measure the post-IPO event. Anything beyond this window is not part of this, what we talk about. Now, if you look at the IPO, there were 2 institutional investor-backed IPOs that happened in June. First was Schloss Bangalore, which is the company behind the famous Leela Hotel in Bangalore, wherein Brookfield was the largest shareholder or the only shareholder. This was an issue size of about 3,500 crores, primary issue of about 1,000 crores, and 2,500 crores of OFS. This entire OFS amount went to Brookfield. In case of another company, Aris Infra, there was a fresh issue of about 500 crores and an OFS of about equivalent amount of 500 crores.